You know that little voice inside your head, the one that's constantly chattering away? Well, let's be honest, sometimes it's not exactly your biggest cheerleader. Today, we're going to dive into how you can master that internal dialogue. It's time to finally win the argument that's happening right inside your own head.
So, have you ever found yourself replaying a single mistake over and over again? Or maybe you've totally convinced yourself you're going to fail before you even give something a shot. Yeah, if any of that sounds familiar, you are definitely not alone. It's a human thing.
But here's the really good news. There's an incredibly powerful tool that any of us can learn to use. It's called positive self-talk. And look, this isn't about just being happy all the time or pretending problems don't exist. Not at all. It's an actual skill, a technique for actively swapping out those useless negative thoughts for ones that are actually productive and help you move forward.
Okay, so to get good at this, we first need to know our opponent, right? We have to understand the common negative thought patterns that keep us feeling stuck. I like to think of them as what they are, mind traps.
Here they are, the 5 usual suspects. We've got overreacting, mind reading, taking things too personally, not taking enough responsibility, and last but not least, ignoring the positives. Let's break down each one of these villains.
So first up on the list is overreacting. This is what happens when our emotional reaction just completely hijacks the actual facts of a situation. It's like turning a tiny little spark into a giant forest fire inside your mind.
And here's a classic example. The fact you gave one wrong answer, the overreaction, I'm so stupid. Do you see that leap? This trap takes one tiny piece of data and just blows it up into this huge negative judgment about who you are as a person.
All right, next up we have the mind reading trap. This is when we tell ourselves that we know exactly what other people are thinking. And spoiler alert, we almost always assume it's something negative about us, all without a single shred of actual proof.
Just think about it. You share an idea in class, and a few people are quiet. The mind reader in your head immediately goes, "Oh no, they hate it. My idea is terrible." But did anyone actually say that? Or could they just be, thinking? This trap loves to fill in the blanks for us, and it always uses the worst-case scenario.
And that brings us to trap number 3, taking things too personally. This is when we start to believe that everything other people do or say is somehow a direct personal reaction to us. It puts us right at the center of a negative story that, honestly, probably has nothing to do with us.
See how this one just escalates things? A single, off-the-cuff comment about your shoes suddenly becomes, "The whole class thinks I'm embarrassing." It takes one tiny, insignificant moment and magnifies it into this giant judgment on your entire personality.
Okay, our 4th trap is kind of the flip side of the last one. It's not taking enough responsibility. This is that all-too-common habit of blaming everyone else or outside circumstances for our own setbacks instead of taking a second to look at our own role. Oh, this is such a classic, isn't it? It's a defense mechanism. And look, maybe the teacher's explanation wasn't the best, but this kind of thought completely removes your own power from the situation. It stops you from asking the really important question, okay, but what could I have done differently to prepare? And that question is where all the growth happens. And finally, our 5th and final mind trap, ignoring the positives. This one is like having a special filter in your brain that only lets the negative stuff get through. You could literally do 99 things right, but this trap will make you obsess over the one thing that went wrong. Just picture it. You give a great presentation. You know your stuff, your delivery is on point, but you stumble over a single word. This trap doesn't just notice that one little slip-up, it uses it as a weapon to completely erase all of your success, and it declares the entire thing a total failure. All right, so we've met the villains, we've identified the traps. They're definitely sneaky, but they are not unbeatable. Now we get to the most important part. How do we actually fight back? Well, the secret is to actively challenge these thoughts when they pop up.
This right here, this is the entire game plan in action. You catch that negative thought, that mind trap, and you don't just let it sit there, you argue back. You replace that absolute, unproductive statement with something that's realistic and genuinely helpful. And notice the key here, you're not denying the fact you did get an answer wrong. You're just changing the story you tell yourself about what that fact means. That is everything.
Okay, so now it is your turn to get some practice in. I'm going to throw a few pretty common scenarios your way. For each one, just take a second, try to identify the mind trap that might be at play, and think about how you could challenge it.
Okay, scenario 1. You're about to give a big presentation and you are feeling seriously nervous.
Your brain is probably screaming, everyone's going to judge me, or what if I forget everything? What trap do you think that is, and what's a better thought? Maybe something like, it's totally normal to be nervous. I'm prepared and I know what I'm talking about.
All right, this one's a tough one. You studied your heart out, but you still bombed the test. The immediate thought that jumps in is probably, I'm a complete failure. So how do you fight that one back? Well, instead of I'm a failure, what about something like, okay, this score stinks, but it doesn't define me. What can I learn from this so I can do better next time?
Oh yeah, we've all been here. Your to-do list is a mile long, you feel like you're drowning, and your mind just says, this is impossible. There's no way I'll get all this done. So what's a simple, productive thought that can cut through that feeling? It could be as simple as, okay, I don't have to do it all at once. What is the very next thing I can do right now?
So, we've walked through the 5 most common mind traps and, more importantly, the simple but powerful strategy to challenge them. And remember, this isn't just some abstract idea. It is a practical tool you can start using literally today. It all starts with just noticing that inner voice. So I'm going to leave you with this question. What mind trap will you challenge first?